This is Stohrer and it's the oldest bakery here in Paris. It was opened in 1730 by Nicolas Stohrer, who was a personal pastry chef to King Louis XV. Today, it's considered a historical site and millions visit every year. The Queen also visited here as well. Inside the shop, you'll find a dozen of pastries including cakes, macarons, and just so much more. Their most famous, however, is their rum baba, which is invented by Stohrer himself. Legends say that the pastry was made because the king thought his sweet brioche was too dry. So Stohrer soaked the bread in wine and then later in rum, and the rest was history. I got the rum baba along with the coconut chocolate macaron. The rum baba was absolutely delightful. It was sweet and soaked with rum, which made the bread super soft. I'm not gonna lie though, I got a pretty good buzz from eating this because of the rum. I'm not sure if I'll have this again, but it was pretty cool to eat a piece of history. The coconut chocolate macaron absolutely stole the show. It was creamy, nutty, and super soft on the inside. This is the oldest restaurant in Paris. It's called Le Procope and it opened in 1686. Some of its most famous customers include Napoleon, Voltaire, and even Benjamin Franklin himself. The restaurant has a nice old Parisian vibe. For my meal, I got the set course, which comes with a starter, main course, and dessert. I got the cheese ravioli, which consists of pasta and a Parmesan cream sauce. This is one of the best pastas that I've ever had. It exploded with Parmesan cheese flavors and had an incredibly sharp, smoky flavor. The pasta noodles were also really soft and chewy. For my main meal, I got the butcher's cut, which consists of steak drenched in gravy along with a side of fries. The steak was just okay. It was a bit too salty and tough. I also asked for a medium, but they ended up giving me a medium rare instead. The fries were also a bit soggy as well. For dessert, I ended up getting the red fruit sorbet and it was so good. It was tart, sour, sweet, and had a nice strawberry and raspberry flavor. The whipped cream was also really smooth and gave the sorbet a nice milky texture, kind of like a frozen fruity milkshake. Overall, I thought this set course was just okay. The pasta and sorbet were both incredible, and I have no doubt that they serve other delicious food here as well. I visited Cédric Grolet's pastry shop near the Opera. Cédric Grolet is an award-winning pastry chef here in Paris who's known for having some of the best pastries in all of Paris. Seriously, you'll find a line of people just waiting to get inside and taste some of his pastries. It took about 30 minutes to get inside his shop. For my order, I got the vanilla flour, which consists of crispy sweet dough filled with vanilla milk jam and vanilla cream. I also got to see my pastry being made, and I even got to talk with the pastry chef there as well, who I found out was Korean.
I'm Korean.
한국 사람이에요.
She showed how the pastry is made and went through the details of what goes inside the dessert. I also ordered a cup of Americano, which came in this really interesting cup attached to this dish. Pretty neat. The vanilla flour was outstanding. It was definitely one of the best vanilla desserts that I've ever had. It had a smooth, sweet, dreamy vanilla flavor that wasn't overwhelming or rich. The biscuit also really complemented the fluffy vanilla cream as well. Together with the coffee, it was a match made in heaven. Overall, this was such a good dessert spot. It is a bit pricey, but you do get what you pay for. This is Caractère de Cochon, and it's a legendary spot that serves one of the best ham baguette sandwiches in Paris. Inside, you'll find a lot of options for ham. If you don't know what to get, don't worry because the workers here are extremely nice and they'll walk you through the entire ham section. I landed on the ham stuffed with truffle, and I also got Spanish cheese as well. The sandwich is made right in front of your eyes, and they also use freshly made baguettes as well. Taste-wise, this was so good. The baguette was unbelievably soft, toasty, and had a nice crunchy texture. The ham exploded with truffle flavors, and the cheese was salty, bitter, and perfectly complemented the ham really well without overpowering its flavors. I visited a restaurant called Chez Mademoiselle, and it was one of the best food experiences that I've had in Paris. This restaurant has a cool, young, hip vibe mixed with a traditional French restaurant. I went with their course menu, and the first item was their salad with feta cheese. It was light and had a sweet, bitter, roasty taste. It was such a welcome appetizer after eating so much meat and heavy food over the last couple of days. For my main meal, I got the roasted duck legs served with home fries and a house sauce made from cream and mustard. Oh my goodness, this was the best duck that I've had in Paris, bar none. The duck fell apart without effort and it was meaty, rich, and smoky. The creamy mustard flavor added a level of sour, briny, creamy taste that perfectly complemented the fatty and rich flavored duck. I was in cloud 9 after this meal. To top it all off, the chef recommended that I get their raspberry cheesecake, and I was not disappointed. This was the best raspberry cheesecake that I've had in my life. It had a rich, full full-body raspberry flavor with the perfect balance of sweet, tart, sour, and fluffiness. The graham cracker crumbles was soaked in a sweet syrup and also gave this a nice crunchy texture. This was honestly one of the best things that I've tasted, and I would travel all the way to Paris just to eat this. This was a 10 out of 10 in my book. This is Chez Savy, and they have one of the most traditional French food in Paris. Opened in 1923, Chez Savy has a nice old-time Parisian restaurant vibe, and the food is outstanding. Once you order your food, you get a free rillette de porc, which is cooked pork rendered in its own fat and turned into a meaty pork butter. You can eat it with free bread that comes with it, and oh my goodness, it's incredibly rich and fatty with pork flavors. I got the beef bone marrows for my appetizer, and it was delicious. It was my first time trying it, and I think I fell in love. The marrow was oily, soft, and had a melt in your mouth texture. It tasted so good with bread and a pinch of salt on top. The first couple of bites were delicious, but after a while, it got a bit too rich and oily. I definitely recommend splitting this with another person. For my main meal, I got the duck confit, which comes with slow-cooked duck smothered in a sauce made from wine and baked potatoes on the side. The duck confit was amazing. It was super delicate and soft and literally fell apart without effort. The sauce was also rich, sweet, savory, and perfectly complemented the duck. Today, I went to Chez René, where locals say has one of the best boeuf bourguignon in Paris. For starters, I was given free bread with a wine cheese sauce. The sauce was so delicious. It was creamy, cheesy, sour, sweet, and had a perfect tinge of spiciness. Their main dish, the boeuf bourguignon, absolutely stole the show. The beef was savory and exploded with a meaty red wine flavor. The meat was also super tender and fell apart without any effort. Seriously, this was everything that I imagined classic French boeuf bourguignon would be. They also give you a pot full of boeuf bourguignon so you can scoop it on your plate to your heart's delight. To top off this delicious meal, I ordered some chocolate mousse, which was highly recommended to me, and it did not disappoint. The mousse had a deep chocolate flavor with a hint of coconut, and it was extremely smooth and creamy. I was on cloud 9 after this meal, or maybe it was just food coma. This is Sanukiya, and they serve one of the best Japanese noodles in Paris. This is a favorite spot for many people, including mega K-pop stars like G-Dragon. When you get here, you can expect a long line outside. I got the Niku udon set, which consists of udon inside a savory soup topped with thin slices of beef. The set also comes with karaage, lettuce, and seasoned rice with chicken and pickles. First of all, the udon. It was superb in every way. The soup had a nice, sour, beefy ginger flavor. The meat was also fatty, and the noodles were super soft and chewy. The karaage was also really flavorful and bursted with chicken flavors, and the rice was slightly seasoned with some vinegar and sprinkled with small chicken chunks. Paris is known for its crepes, and one of the best places to get it according to locals is Culture Crepes. This place serves gluten-free crepes and regular crepes, and the staff here are really friendly. I ended up getting my favorite, which is crepe with Nutella, banana, and strawberry. Taste-wise, this was really good. The crepe was super soft and doughy, and the Nutella, banana, and strawberry perfectly complemented each other. It was a bit pricey at around €8 in your normal crepe place though. Besides that, it was still good, and I recommend it if you're looking for a better alternative crepe around Paris. One thing that I love about Paris is their cafe culture. Cafe is more like a way of life here. I really like that Parisians come to cafes to relax and slow down and just enjoy the leisure side of life, which is something that I did almost every day here. The best way to enjoy Parisian cafe, in my opinion, is to order a coffee and a pastry like a croissant and just relax with a book or write in a journal. You can also people watch while enjoying the Parisian sun. As for food and drinks, I recommend getting a charcuterie board and red wine. You will get a mix of different cheese and meats such as pastrami, salami, and even foie gras, so it's perfect for sharing and eating a wide variety of food.